Hey, my name's Martin. You can find me everywhere online as Superkick Marty, and today I'm going to do a character overview of Madam Mim from the new Villainous expansion, Bigger and Badder. I'll go over how she plays, some of the cards, what I like and what I don't like, and then if you stay right at the end, I'll give you a couple of tips that helped me when I played this just the other day. Okay, so to win as Madam Mim, you have to defeat all of Merlin's transformations. Here we are, which is sort of its own fate deck. This isn't all of them, some of them are out there. And in normal villainous terms, this would essentially mean you have to defeat all the heroes in the fate deck. This sounds like it'd be incredibly tricky, but it's not as bad as you think. Essentially, you are recreating the Wizard's Duel from the movie, and one of your transformations, which would usually be an ally, is paired up to vanquish a specific Merlin transformation or hero. For example, Rabbit Merlin can only be vanquished by Fox Mim. And as soon as you vanquish one of the transformations, it's put in its own discard pile, a new one is drawn and placed in the dueling ground. And for this reason, Merlin's transformations and the Mim Fate deck are separate. No transformations have any special powers on either side, but you can only use a specific pair of transformation, which lies the challenge. You must carefully manage your hand and play your transformations when the right Merlin transformation is in front of you. However, what happens when your hand is full of transformations, you can't use any of them because none of the Merlins are out there, and you need to cycle your hand. Well, there is a few options. First of all, you could just play them. They are low cost, only 1 or 2 power usually, and it's a very effective way of cycling your hand. Plus, if you're playing in the transformation does eventually come out, it's already there, it's already ready to be vanquished. The issue here is that when you defeat transformation, they go into their own special discard pile. And so your opponent will know who is left to be defeated. And also, when you vanquish, your own will go in the discard. They'll know what you're looking for and where you want to play them. Let's say, for example, Elephant Mim is sitting in my hand. I decide to play it. I'm going to play it to the dueling ground. And let's say, hypothetically, I've defeated a Merlin transformation. Hello, Walrus Merlin gets played to the dueling ground. Walrus Merlin can only be defeated in a vanquish action by Elephant Mim. Perfect. On my next move, I'm going to move to the dueling ground. Happy days, I've vanquished Walrus Merlin. Now on my opponent's turn, they fate me, as you would. You get Germ Merlin appear. So what happens there, they can just choose to defeat any one of my transformations in my realm. They get rid of Elephant Mim. That goes in my discard. Problem now is, it's in my discard, I needed to play Walrus Merlin's there. I'm going to have to cycle through my entire deck to get the discard and try and get that card back, and that isn't easy. There are cards that allow you to reshuffle the deck, like Magnificent Marvellous Mad. Shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. There's no guarantee that I'll reshuffle it, that the elephant will rise right back to the top. It could go right to the bottom. I'm in the same situation I am in now. And there's also Battle of Wits, which is here. Draw 4 cards from your deck and discard 4 cards from your hand. Another way of getting through your deck. Again, it's helpful, but there is no guarantee. Another option is to play I'll Make the Rules. It's 4 power, so it's one of the more costly cards in this deck. It allows you to discard any Merlin transformation. So hey, they just got rid of Elephant Merlin. I can play that, discard it, get rid of Walrus Merlin. Resolved. It is a very powerful card. I would advise waiting until the end game. Maybe with 2 transformations left. So what I did in my one, when I moved, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I moved, I did my vanquish, and then I paid the 4 power to get rid of that, and I got rid of the last 2 transformations in one go, able to win the game. Another card at your disposal is Wizard's Duel, cost 1 power, and that allows you to draw another Merlin transformation to the dueling ground. That's great because then you've got 2 potential options. You're not just looking for one specific card to get rid of on your deck. You want 2 options to vanquish. But also, if you defeat one, you get, so let's say I've defeated Crab Merlin, off you go. I can then draw another one, and I'm cycling through this transformation deck. Again, you just have to be wary of your opponent fating you because you don't want to get Germ Merlin pop up or what have you. And that is pretty much it. So what do I like about Madam Mim? Well, she's relatively simple to play as and to learn. She'll be very good as someone's second or third play of Villainous. When I'm teaching the game, I like to use Captain Hook because I think he covers all the bases in terms of all these sort of actions, the idea of cycling through the deck. So Captain Hook is always who I teach first. This would be a really good one to teach second. Again, it's cycling, but you're introducing new types of cards. So yeah, for a second or third playthrough, I would definitely recommend it. I like the hand and card management of Madam Mim. You have to decide when to get those transformations out of your hand. So you can cycle through your deck. An important mechanic in Villainous, and I really like how it is stressed here as part of her character. She's ultimately good fun. So what don't I like? This mover is possibly the most boring one that Villainous has produced so far. There's no extraordinary amount of detail. I guess it represents the character. I like purple, it's my favourite colour, but compared to some other ones which are like really abstract, you know, whenever I'm introducing friends to this game, what I like doing is showing them pictures of the movers and say, can you guess who that villain is? Because they're kind of arty. I appreciate Sword in the Stone as an old film, so people might not be immensely familiar, but I just don't think this is exciting like some of the other ones, especially if you're trying to draw new players in. Secondly, she might be a bit too easy for advanced players. Once you've got Villainous down, it's pretty easy to work this one out. But then again, is having something easy bad? Like, no. Games don't have to be super difficult. And so if you're having a good breezy time, but then if you're an advanced player and you're playing across someone who is a beginner, like if you're an advanced player and you're playing across from someone who is a beginner and they've got someone more difficult, like I find Jafar quite difficult, or Scar is really difficult, Hades, and you're sitting there, the owner of the game, and you're playing as Madam Mim, it'd be in my opinion, it'd be unbalanced. The other gripe that I have is that I don't think the transformations make much sense, but I'm not too familiar with the source material. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that a goat can only be defeated by a giant purple dragon. But, you know, that's not Villainous's fault. That is the source material. So maybe it's a bit of me, maybe a bit of wool. You know, that didn't really make much sense to me. Perhaps, I don't know. Make of that what you will. At the end of the day, all these negatives are kind of minor quibbles. I don't think we need to be adding more and more difficult villains to the games. Especially in this one, like some of the other, my friend played as Lotso, and he seemed to have an especially hard time. So, you know, giving easier options in each of these expansions. I'd like one light, mid, heavy character in every single one, and to really give variety to the game. You don't need 3 difficult characters in each box. And so giving easier options for new players is a great thing, especially as this is a welcoming game into the board game hobby. I had great fun playing as Madam Mim. I'm sure you will too. That's pretty much everything. But if you have waited all this time, there are a few tips that I would use when playing as Madam Mim. Firstly, just get the transformations out. They don't cost much, and you know, just have them out there ready to go. You know, your opponent can't fake you every turn, so just get them out of your hand, and then you're bringing in new cards, which are ultimately going to benefit you. Second, there's a great condition card called As Big as a House. It's well worth keeping this for at least 2 turns. It says during their turn, it's a conditioning card, and I don't usually like conditioning cards because I play 2-player, maybe 3. During their turn, if another player gains 2 or more power, you may play As Big as a House. Gain 2 power. This is such a good condition card because ultimately your opponent is every other turn they're probably going to be going to a 3 power location or a 2 power depending on the board. So you have to keep this in your hand for maximum 1 extra turn, and it will probably pay off. And 2 power allows you to play like Purple Dragon Mim, for example, and it's a really great way of gaining power in this with Madam Mim. And it's especially useful if you're playing against like a Prince John, who his is difficult to come by, but what if he has Little John, I believe it is. I'm going to get that wrong. Playing as Little John, it's released 4 power back onto his board. Boom, you play that. The odds of you gaining 2 power, them gaining 2 power, allowing you to get that, is massive. Really great card, really like that, especially for a condition card. Thirdly, when you fate your opponent, try to cover their fate actions. This might be a general villainous tip, but the cards in this could really undo all the management and all the planning that you've done. And if you place their fates, your opponent's fates, on their fate actions, it reduces your chance of being fated. It's really simple. Merlin, for example, there he is, Merlin. Randomly choose one card from Merlin's transformation discard pile and put it back into the Merlin transformation deck. Shuffle the Merlin transformation deck. So, what if I've already got Goat Merlin there? I've discarded purple Dragon Mim. It's at the bottom of my discard pile, whatever. And he says, okay, well, I know you don't have that. I'm going to play Goat Merlin. I have to cycle back through. What a pain. Like, you don't want that to be happening. You don't want that to be undoing your work. So, yeah, if you can cover up their fate actions, that's a general villainous tactic anyway, but you know, in terms of what the bad things that can happen with Madam Mim, that seems like kind of easy one to sort of fix. And that's everything. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I plan on making more of these, so if you hit subscribe, you'll get the next one, and the little notification bell if you want, and you'll be alerted when the next one comes out. I'm going to ask you what you want me to cover next. I could do Lotso or Syndrome from this box. I'll give it a play, give you an overview like I've done this one, and then I'll do the third one after that. Thanks again, and I hope you join me here soon. Bye. I just want to apologise, by the way. I did go out of my way to buy a microphone. I just lost a bit there. I did go out of my way to buy a microphone, plugged it all in, and it didn't work. You know, great. And I'm actually in my garage. It's by a busy road, so you may have heard birds, nature, not sitting in the forest, obviously. So hopefully that noise didn't interrupt. Hopefully that's all okay, and I'll try and get that fixed by the next video. But yeah, thanks.